make a whole trilogy based on trying to figure out who's behind the mask. And it's like, that was not the point at all.
And they show you who's behind the mask, and then later on in the movie, they show you who's behind the mask, and you're like, yeah, you already showed me that. You showed me that in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and now you're reminding me that this movie is garbage.
Man. Welcome to Fresh Out. I'm JC.
And I'm Cude.
And we're fresh out of The Strangers Chapter 2.
The Strangers Chapter 2 throws us into a never-ending chase scene where every person seems like they could be the killer. And this town-wide conspiracy only gets more intense as the film progresses. The Strangers Chapter 2.
The Strangers Chapter 2.
And this movie is not even that spooky. If you thought that was spine-chilling, this movie is even less than that. This movie is not good, guys.
Yeah, all right. We usually don't like to kind of spoil it in the beginning, but...
Oh, we're spoiling it.
This was a tough watch. This was probably the toughest watch of the year.
This movie was literally the same scene 20 times.
Oh, man.
Running girl. Girl gets captured. Girl fights. Girl escapes. Running girl. Girl gets captured. Girl fights. Girl escapes. Running girl.
Run it back.
Dude, 20 times.
Seriously.
This movie, you can't do that.
No,
you can't do
no.
The first movie of this was trash. Chapter 1 was trash. This is even lower than that.
Yeah, so the very first Strangers movie, I think it was 2008, was The Strangers, right? That was a great movie. Liv Tyler, I think, was the actress. And so that was the big appeal, right? And the whole thing was the reason that these guys are torturing people is there isn't a reason. It's because you were home,
anarchy,
right?
Chaos.
And I think a lot of other reviewers and stuff have said a similar thing, which is the whole reason that the original film was kind of interesting was because we didn't care about, we don't need to know who's behind the mask. Yeah. We're just like, we just want to see what's happening. Why is this happening? Whatever, right? Now they're like, let's make a whole trilogy based on trying to figure out who's behind the mask. And it's like, that was not the point at all.
And they show you who's behind the mask, and then later on in the movie, they show you who's behind the mask, and you're like, yeah, you already showed me that. You showed me that in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And now you're reminding me that this movie is garbage.
Man,
right?
The thing that's tough about this is I can understand probably from the filmmaker's perspective what they were trying to do. They were trying to say, okay, you probably have not seen the first chapter, so we're going to try to catch you up.
It did so many flashbacks.
There was a bunch of flashbacks. For a movie that
came out like last year or whatever that came out.
I think it was a couple years ago. Yeah, that's right.
It did so many flashbacks to remind you what happened on the other movie because the other movie was so stale and generic and terrible.
It's kind of like Mission Impossible, the last one, where they're like, okay, in case you haven't seen any of the other missions, here's this whole thing of exposition and like, let's catch you up. They tried to do a version of that in this, and it's like, nobody cared about that originally anyways. That was not the appeal of this franchise. The appeal was like, it's just crazy. Let's see how they do against these people we don't know, and we don't know where they're from, and we don't know why they're doing it. That's the whole thing, is like, let's just see if they can survive and how they thrive, whatever happens.
Yeah. The acting from the main chick, Maya.
Yes.
She was
Madeline
decent.
Petch?
She was decent because they were just like, every scene they were just like, all right, now yell and act scared.
It was all on her. Honestly, the amount of...
Because every other actor in this movie sucks. Every other actor, they're just like... They'll have like some exposition or something, and then in the background, everybody's just like looking around
so
and
overacted.
just like winking to their friend, and
they'll
just
be like, "Did you hear about the
ribbing them?" Like
the couple that was murdered is like, "Oh, the girl survived," and then there's some guy.
We didn't do it.
There's some guy at the diner that's just like,
"We have nothing to do with it." And it's just. This movie is bad, dude. I'm ready to score it, man.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I want to say one last thing. I know it's who you should do. But it's kind of like they wanted so badly, I think, to make everybody a suspect. And it's so readily apparent that they're trying so hard to make everybody look suspicious. So much so that it's like,
They have a chapter 3 coming out just to tell who the main person is.
This was sold as a trilogy, I think.
God, I hate this.
We tried to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm a big horror movie fan. I'm a big Strangers fan. The original Strangers I loved, but this just did not have the same. Man. It was not. Yeah,
so I hated this movie.
Let's get into it.
Are you scoring first?
I'll start it off. Now I know there's been reviews up and down, and I really wanted to like this. Like going into it, I wanted to give it a chance. I try not to let other reviews, they never really sway my opinion. That said, let's just get to it. I'm giving it a 2.
A 2 out of 10.
I know that sounds really bad, but because the only reason I'm giving it a couple points is because I know that they put an effort towards all of these sequences that they created, which there was way too many of, by the way. We don't need that many.
It was the same sequence over and over again.
So I can appreciate the effort that went into that. That's the only reason I'm even giving it a couple points. And the acting from Madeline Pesh.
Okay, so you can't see because I have on a black shirt with a jacket over it, but I actually had to stab myself in the ribs to wake myself up during this movie because it was so trash. I'm giving this movie a 1 out of 10, and we're not rounding up.
We'll round up.
We're not rounding up. This movie, fresh out score is a 1 out of 10. This movie does not need to exist. This is a 1 out of 10. This is the lowest score that we've ever given a movie out of the 50 reviews we've done so far.
Yeah.
Out of the first year of doing reviews. Man, we've done a lot of movies.
We have done a good amount of movies.
Yeah. So this movie is a 1 out of 10, guys. This movie is terrible. Don't even watch it when it comes on HBO, dude.
I got to be honest, right?
It's not good.
If I had
it's a waste of time.
If we had actually, if I had, we got A-list, we got our own ways of doing things. If I had actually had to pay money, for this specific film.
Even half price day, even the $5
I would be upset.
Movie day.
I'd be upset.
It would have been $5 wasted.
Date night, maybe, because I would just, if it was me focusing on my date, not on the movie, but, man.
This is a makeout movie.
This
is a makeout. If you want to take your girl to a movie and just get a little naughty, this is that movie. Sit all the way in the back row. You know what I mean? Put on some masks.
At the very end.
Get a little naughty.
Cude was like, oh boy, or I don't remember what you said, but he said something.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And everybody behind us laughed because they've all had the same feeling because it was just
because it said to be continued. Anybody wants to continue this timeline. No, we don't.
They're trying to be Avengers.
We're done.
The strangers will return.
Exactly.
Really?
Nah, we're done.
We're sure
done
about
here,
that?
Dog. We're done.
We're sure we want them back.
So okay. So I was about to spoil it, but chapter 3 is going to show who is the main mastermind of everything.
Or maybe it's another trilogy.
It can better, dude. Because if it doesn't,
man, that's gonna be a whole nother thing that we gotta unpack.
So don't be a stranger to this review. Like and subscribe,
please.
I'm Cude.
Hey, we would love it if you guys disagree with us in the comments.
Nobody's going to disagree.
I would love to see what you guys have to say.
Nobody liked this movie. Nobody liked this movie.
But yeah, he's Cude. I'm JC.
And we're out.
Fresh out of stuff to talk about this film.
Yeah, we're fresh out of this review because this was a terrible movie. Do not go see this movie.
Ouch. Just ouch.
But thanks for watching our review.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Peace now.
See ya.